Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this problem was actually asked to me in a recent front-end machine coding interview, and I thought why not solve it live with you all. It's a super practical React task involving React dynamic forms and state handling. If you are preparing for interviews or just want to sharpen your React skill, you are gonna love this one. Okay, let me first show you what we are building. So here the idea is very simple. Okay, we are creating a schedule manager where the user add a multiple entries and pick a day and set a start time and end time. We have the flexibility to delete the entry and clear the whole data as well. So like this, if the user clicks add new, one new entry will be pop up and we can set the data Monday, for example, start time as 23:27 and time is something. Okay, and we can add multiple pop-up like this. So and we can check the console, how the data is being saved. So here I am saving the data in a array of objects. So there will be one ID, day, start time and end time. This data will be maintained, and if I clear this one, the data will be cleared from the array, and if I clear all the data will be gone. So this will be very simple using React, right? So sounds useful, right? Now let's dive deep into the structure. Okay, so to solve this problem, what I will do, I will just have to store the data somewhere in the state in the component, right? Okay, so we need to identify the structure, how we gonna save that, and how we have to use the data to render it in our UI. So what we can do, in the main app.js function, we have to create a base object which will be the reference to user. Means what, whenever the user click add new, an empty object will be pushed into the array with some dummy data like ID or something. So we are not generating any ID for now, right? So we cannot do in machine coding round. So what we will do, we will just set the ID as current date time. Okay, so we can use date.now to store the ID. So what I will do, I will just create a base object. Okay, so constant object, you can say object. So this will be an object with ID. Let's say it will be null for the first time, means not first time. So this is basically created to push the new pop-up, you can say this. While clicking add new, we are getting a new entry like this, right? So to do this object will be pushed into the array. So to do that, I am creating a base object which will be containing the ID as null, day as empty string, and then start time as empty string, and end time also as empty string. So I have used this base class in my front-end interview also. So so this was my idea at that time. I think this will be a better idea when we store the data in a array and a reference object that will be constant object which will be pushed into the our state variable, you can say. So let me create a state variable where we will store all the objects. Okay, so individual data we have to store, right? So to do that, I will create an array and we will store the individual data as object. Let me create a state variable. So we can say input data, set input data. So we will get this from useState. We have to use useState hook, and we will pass empty array here. So now what I have done, I will create another component and I will render the data according to the data inside input data array. So what I have to use? I have to use map for that. You know that, right? So what we can use? We will loop through each element, and for each element we will just render a component. Let's say form input component or anything. I will just create a component, a file. Let's say form component.jsx. Okay, and let's just create a component const form component. I'll get the data as props. Okay, but I will do that later. And what I will do, I will just return a div and form component, I can say here, and I will just export it. Form component. Okay, so when the user not having anything inside this array, we are not going to show that, right? So first of all, let us create two buttons at the top by using which the user will interact with the UI, right? So to do that, I will create a div inside the main app component. Here I will provide two buttons. Okay, add new and clear all. Okay, and next thing, we have to render all the data whichever they are inside the input data, right? Okay, so what we can do, inside another div, we can just map through all the data inside input data. Map. Here we'll provide a callback function, right? And for each input element, what we can say, we will just return a new form component. Form component that will be inputted from form component that jsx.jsx file, and we will just render it. So for now there is no data, so it is not showing anything. And we know for while using map, we have to provide a key to uniquely identify the component, you can say. So React will show us a warning if we do not provide any key for that. So what we can provide? We can provide input.id. So id will be unique for all the elements, right? So what we can do? We can provide here input.id. Okay, and here we can provide a data hprop, so it will be input, and I will receive the input here, this form component as data. Okay, and what I will do here, you can see there are three input fields, right? Day, start time, end time, and one button will be there to delete the record. So let us create that. So to have that, we can have one label that will be for day. Inside that label we can provide day, and we can have one. Okay, so day is select input, right? So here inside this label we can provide select input, that will be day, id will be also day. Okay, and here we'll have option from Sunday to Saturday, right? To do that, I can create a constant variable, const days. We can keep it caps. Days, we can have Monday, Tuesday, okay, before Monday we can have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday, right? That's all. Okay, I can use this array and provide a I can map through all the elements and I can provide options to that, right? So instead of doing providing option for all the day, we can make it dynamic, right? So what we can do for a default value, we will just give it as default value, so it will be null, and you can see it will be default value, that will be an empty string, value will be nothing. And here what I will do, I will just map through all the days here, page.map. I will provide a callback function. So for each day we will just return a option, right? Option. So what we can do here, okay, so inside this option you can have one each day name, right? And the value will be also same, value will be also day. Okay, like that we can do. Another thing, we can have another level that will be from start time. Inside that I can provide start time, inside that you can provide input type will be time. Okay, and here the value will be we can just extract all the value from the props, right? So what you can do, you can extract day, start time, end time, and ID also, right? ID from the data. So we are giving here ID, day, start time, end time as our input here, right? So we are receiving this data as our object. So here we can provide start time, here we can provide select value as day. Okay, we can do this, and we want to provide value here. Similarly we can have for end time also, end time, and this will be end time same. Another thing, we can have one button, it will be capital X to delete all the data, delete the record, specific record. So that's all for now. Let us just go and build the functionality for add new. So adding, by clicking add new, you will just push this object, this base object to our input data array. So what we can do, okay, here we'll create a function, handle add new. So here it will be a function. So now what we can do, we can just copy this input data, okay, and or we can just set input data. Okay, we can have previous state, right? So we can have the previous state, and what I will return, I will return the copy of previous state, and I will just push an extra object. So this will be pushed. constant object, this base object will be pushed. But what we will do, we will just set the id as date dot now. So what it will do, it will create a unique id for the object. So like this we can create a functionality for adding new entry, you can say. So we can provide here on click event listener, and I will just add the function here. So if I click here, we are getting this entry, right? So let us give some minimal styling. Actually in the interview also I have used minimal styling. So let us go to the form component, and what we can do here, I'll just give the class name form component. Okay, so we can give display as flags. We can have some gap as 10 pixel, and okay, like this. And what we can have, another thing, see, there are some gaps, and we can have some margin and padding, right? Or just margin, you can say 10 pixel from the top, and from the side also we can have the same, but we can set it auto like this. And maybe this will work, we don't want to keep it more, or we can just give some styling for input fields, right? So it will be there will be some gap from the left. Okay, so what we can give here, I'll just give the same class and input field inside that. So I can have some margin from left only, right? So 0 pixel, and left and right we can have. So I can have 5 pixel for that. Select input, select also we can have. So we can have the same for select as well. Okay, that looks amazing. Now what we can do, now go to the React part. I will not focus styling much here, and in the interview also I have used this much styling, and interviewer asked me to build this only, the how you are managing the state, that will be tested in the interview, not the styling. So give some minimal styling to whenever you are solving the problem live in front of the interviewer. So that will be fine. So now if I am clicking add new, we can get another entry. So we can have multiple entries like that, right? So in the drop down we can have from Sunday to Saturday, and here I am able to click it, but we are not able to change the data. So to handle the data, we need to add some functionalities, right? So before doing that, I can do for clear all and delete that. So here we can have one function for clear all, and then clear all. Main thing is actually while changing the data and saving it to our array. So whatever the array of objects will be there, so we will show the data. The interviewer actually asked me to build this only, and for my YouTube video we can have one button to show the data in the console. So while I am clicking anything here, or show data inside console data, we can show the data, how the data is getting changed, and how the state management is done inside our React app. So let us just build that. Then handle clear all function is here. So what I will do, I will just set input data as empty array, so it will clear all the fields. so it will clear all the objects and set a empty array. So here I can provide on click, and I will provide handle clear all. So if I click clear all, it is getting disappeared. So here, if I am giving add new, we can add more entries like this. So another thing we can have for deleting this single entries. So what we can have on const handle delete. So it will receive a ID, right? So according to the ID, we can just delete the object, and we can set the input value as new array. So what I will do, I will just set the input data. I will receive the previous state, and what I will do, let us just do it like this. So let me code first, then I will explain. So I will take the let new data maybe, and I will just copy previous state, and what I will do, I will just filter here, for each data. What I will do, I will data.id is not equal to id what we are receiving in the argument. So what this will do, it will copy the previous array whatever we have, and what I will do, I will filter the data which for which the id is not similar to whatever we are getting in the argument. So now what we can do, we can just return new data like this. So hope this will work. So I need to pass this as a prop inside this. Okay, and I'll receive this as well in this one, and if user clicks this button, on click, I will have a callback function. So here I will call the function with the ID. So here we are receiving the ID, right, for each input fields, you can say. So for each input entry we are receiving the ID, so we will pass the ID. So if I am giving add new like this, and I am clicking this one, this is gone, and see, let us change Monday. I am not able to change, but if I am deleting this is going disappear like that. So the three functionalities has been done: add new, clear all, and delete. So now the complex part is there. So we need to handle the change. Whatever we are changing the data, we need to store it inside our state variable, and we can show it to the console. We can have a button to show inside our console. So let us create a function, handle change. So before going through the function, let us just go to the form component, and where we can provide the handle change function, we can see that. So here we are having three input fields, right? So in the input fields per day select, we can have a on change event listener here in the input field for start time and the input field for end time. In the interview, I have used event delegation, concept of event delegation for solving this problem. I have used a form component, form element directly here, but that time the while using event delegation, it will show us some error in the console, like if you are providing a value, dynamic value, you must provide any on change event listener for that. So event delegation is something we are not mentioning all the event listener for each element. Instead, we are mentioning event listener in the top parent. So I have used that concept, but I think that is not a good solution for that. So what I will do here, I will have a on change event listener here, and I will have the event. Okay, and I will just call the function, right, handle change that has not been inputted here. So we can do that later, but how I will call it? So I need to pass the event. So we need to pass the value as well, right? What fields we are changing, the day field we are changing, or the start time or end time. So we can get that in the event only, right? So we can have that event, and we can pass the ID. So which entry is being changed. So React should note that, right? So like this we have to do for all the input fields. So before that, what I am going to do, see here we are providing name. Here we are providing time, start time, right? So here we can have one name props as well, name. So it will be start time, and here name will be end time. So we can have a single function, not multiple function for each input elements. So here I can have on change for this one and on change for this one. So like this we can do. And what I will do, I will just have the handle change. We will receive this as a prop, and we can pass this as a prop as well from here. Handle change. Okay, like this. So what I will do, I will just here I will receive the event and ID, right? So what we can do first, we can extract the name from here. So we are providing name, and so in the base object you can see we are giving a day, start time and end time, and this thing, the same name has been provided for each input element with the name prop, right? So what we can extract, we can extract the name as well as value from the event.target. So what I can do, I have used this concept of object destructuring. Whatever we are getting in event.target, we are just destructuring it. So I can have name and value, whatever value we are providing. So we can have it from event.target, right? So like this we have to do. So what we can do, okay, so okay, we no need to copy this previous state, right? We can directly have this previous state as array. So it will be an array only, whatever the previous state will be there. So what the same concept we can use. So I'll just set input data, I'll get the previous state, and what I will do, I will okay, so I can return see, let me write the code and I will explain it. So I will have a new data variable. So it will be the previous state dot map. I will map through all the elements, and what we will have, we will have data in it, right? So for each data, what I will do, if data.id, so if the data.id is matching with the id what we are getting from the argument, so what I will do, I will just return okay, we are giving data. Okay, so what I will return, I can return an object with copying the data and copying the data using spread operator. And what I will set, I will just set the name, whatever value uh, whatever fields we are changing, we can have that name, and we can provide the new value what we are reserving from the event, like this. Another thing, if you are not, so you need to make sure if the ID is not matching in the map, we have to return the data as it is, right? So we can do this, okay, using map. We are doing this, we are getting the new data. Then what we can do, we can just return new data that will be set inside this input data. So let me just have a console log whether the data is changing or not. So we can just print input data. Let us see the console here. We may have some previous errors, but we can reload the page. Okay, let us test the code whatever we have written till now. Okay, console was clear, and previously you can see the empty array. So while I am giving add new, see each child in the list should have unique key prop. So are you not providing key? We are providing key here. I am providing the key, okay, in the select method. Okay, got it. So in the form component we are also using map, right? You can have key as day only, so it will be unique for all the elements. Okay, like this. So the error is gone now. If I am giving add new, you can see an array of object. You can see the ID is initialized with the date time, and here we can see day as empty, start time as empty, and end time as empty. So if I am changing the data Sunday, okay, if I am changing the data Sunday, it is getting changed to Sunday, right? So if I am changing the data here, start time as this one and end time as this one, I can see the changes here as well. See 0101, 0101 and end time as 0106. You can see that, right? So these things interviewer asked me to build till this only. So we can have another button to console log it. So here we can have button for console log. So on click, I can have a callback function. I am just returning means providing an inline function. You can say like providing inline CSS and input data. You can just pass it, okay, and remove this console log from here. And if I am giving add new and console the data, you can see 4 objects inside the array. So those were initialized to the base object, you can see. So if I am changing the data Tuesday or something like here, start time as this, end time as this, and here I am changing Wednesday, start time as this, okay, like this. And if I am console logging the data, you can see the changes same as whatever we have provided here. And if I am deleting it, we can delete it. And let's say the console, we are getting 3 objects. The middle one, that was empty, right? So that has been gone now. If I am deleting the last one, Wednesday, and console logging it, you can see the Wednesday data has been gone. So these things the interviewer asked me. So while I'm clearing all and giving add new and console logging, you can see the data with base object. If I am giving clear all and console the data, it will be empty array. So till this I have built the app, and interviewer was happy, and I was selected for the next round. So that's it for this video. We can have some more video as well from in the future. We can solve more problems statement, and we can have more machine coding interview questions. So for now, just like my video, comment on if you are liking it, so and subscribe to my channel. So that's all. Thank you so much for watching this video. Goodbye.